light to our uncertainties, hope to our waiting, and courage to our steps. Bless each speaker, every participant, and the efforts behind this event. Grant us strength to persevere, grace to adapt, and faith to believe that our labor and sacrifices will bear fruit in your perfect time. All this we pray with hopeful hearts. Amen.
Amen.
Aşka siyam chalacha kanan kuns anatechal lakwangan sapsam tango siyam school out asla asla te sapsam lakwangan tango nisla asla ksana sila ksana man te asla school out ngaka na sila nisla iwas te ngana te chokngin asla ngaka na men nisla jasa iwas chilam na men snas kwalsimachtan aichasiyam. Thank you for coming to Songhees, Esquimalt land. University of Victoria is on.
Okay. To move forward, we have some disclaimer here. The information shared by our speaker, oh, wait, speakers is based on their expertise. For more detailed information, please refer, what happened? Please refer to the official IRCC website. I think there's some. Okay. Official.
President, may nakatutok sa impeachment. So it is also fair to the Vice President.
Just give me a minute. Okay. We strongly recommend consulting with a licensed immigration expert, such as an immigration consultant or lawyer, to ensure that you're aligned with your specific needs regarding your permanent residency and PJWP application. So we have some webinar etiquette here. Definitely, if you are not the speaker, please make it on silent or on mute. During presentation, you can ask your question in the comment section, and we will take it later on if we have some time. And then we will be having a Q&A open forum. Just raise your hand to ask your question, and we will call you later. And please don't try to interrupt. So to introduce our speaker, may I call on Miss Princess?
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having us again. So the last session we had sa Victoria, I think everyone was not able to attend. So Arvin and I, and the community as well of UVic, decided to conduct this session so we can also help others who have questions na din po. So to introduce, I know you already know her. So it's Debbie. She's gonna be alone today. Wala si Claire, but yeah, we will try to cater as much as questions as possible. And then you know where to find us as well. If in case my questions pa rin kayo na hindi namin makater later, you can always message us on our Facebook page, Multicultural Immigration. So Debbie, you have the floor.
Thank you, Princess. Thank you so much for organizing this and coordinating everything. And for Arvin as well, salamat. Lagi mo kaming ini-invite. Thank you so much po. And to the rest of the team, salamat po. And yeah, as Princess mentioned, we were not able to cater everyone noong pumunta po kami in Victoria last July. That's why I promised Arvin that we will have this session para for those who were not able to go doon sa Victoria, then we have this. Anyway, today po, I will not be presenting because I trust you guys that you know and you keep yourselves updated sa mga sa mga changes in IRCC. So hopefully, but by the way, before I proceed, is there anyone here who doesn't speak Tagalog? Because then I'll have to convert. I'll have to convert. I'll have to translate. I'll need a translator. So anyone here
Yeah, just raise your hand.
going
Oh, wala.
on?
Mukhang magtatagalog tayo today.
Oh, okay, good. Wala na. Okay na. So, we'll have a session
Close
in
na po.
Tagalog.
Close
Close
na.
na agad. Oo. Anyway, so yun, we will not have I will not have a presentation because I wanted to cater all of the questions. And once again, I trust you guys that you keep yourselves updated sa mga immigration changes. And yun naman talaga ang advice namin na even if you are to retain an immigration consultant or an immigration lawyer, even if siguradong sigurado kayo doon, just make sure that you keep yourselves updated para ma-challenge nyo. Yung, not to challenge, but of course, para lang sa peace of mind nyo na whatever decision that the consultant or the immigration lawyer is doing for you, alam nyo na nasa tamang path kayo. Kasi there's a lot of scammers, especially now in the internet, madali nang mang-scam. So please make sure yourself updated. So without ano po, further ado, let's tackle doon sa mga prepared questions po.
Okay, we're going to start now. Miss Princess.
Okay, so the first question is we'll start with PGWP questions and then later on we'll have the PR questions. So first question is, do I need to submit medical when I apply postgrad work permit? Can I apply TRV while waiting for PGWP result? How to apply restor? Okay, sorry. I thought it's just one question. It's like, oh, too many. So I think the first question is, do I need to submit medical when I apply for postgrad work permit? Sorry, Arvin.
Oh yeah. So you you are not required to submit, so you are not required to submit a medical exam when you apply for your PGWP. However, in order for you to be assured, not assured, but in order for you to guarantee in order to make sure that your PGWP will not have a condition wherein you're not eligible to work in some specific occupation, specifically yung mga healthcare, childcare. So it's a good idea to submit a medical exam, even if it is not required when you apply for your PGWP. Okay.
Next question.
Okay.
In-
Next is, can I apply for TRV while waiting for postgrad work permit result?
Uh, yes, you can apply for your TRV while waiting for your PGWP result. However, I want to know more about this question. It's not an easy, because if your intention is because you wanted to leave Canada and return, that's why you're applying for for a TRV, I would suggest that you hold off to that application. Process mo muna yung PGWP mo before ka gumala. Anyway, you will not be on a maintained status anymore kapag umalis ka ng Canada. So, just hold off your plans doon sa pag-apply ng TRV. So, wait for your PGWP first. Pero, however, kung ang yung intention mo is you apply for your TRV para lang may status ka dito, then ano po yan? Misconception po yan. You don't need to apply for a TRV. Instead, you'll have to apply for a visitor record. Okay? So how to apply?
Sir Arvin,
Yes
you
po.
can
Next
go. Yeah.
question is how to apply restoration in case PGWP refusal.
So how to apply restoration in case of PGWP refusal. So if you have, unfortunately, medyo ano to ha, medyo masalimuot. So I have to explain it pa unti-unti. So for example, nag-apply ka ng PGWP, na-refuse yung PGWP, remember you have 90 days to restore your status, right? Pero there's also sa PGWP, in order for you to be eligible for a PGWP, ilang days ngayon? 120 days, right? 120 days after the completion of your program, you will have to apply for your PGWP. Now, during the time na na-receive mo yung refusal ng PGWP, if it is more than 120 days, yun yung nakakalungkot, hindi ka na eligible for a PGWP. So it could be na your application would be a restoration of a student permit application or a restoration to become a visitor in Canada. Okay? So make sure po that you understand. There is a common notion kasi na PGWP application is very straightforward application. Yes, it is. Kung titingnan mo yung straightforward application talaga siya, right? Kasi there are really few documentation na hinihingi yung IRCC. However, the risk involved is really high. Kasi once your application is refused and it's over 120 days, then there is a possibility na you forgone na yung opportunity for you to apply for a PGW. Okay?
Yes po. Next question, does ICAS assess 2.5-year diploma certificate in college? I have ito.
Okay.
ICAS.
For
Assessment.
ICAS, they will assess your 2.5-year diploma. However, keep in mind na kung hindi siya completed, then kung ano yung high school diploma mo, yun lang din yung i-assess nila. However, tapos baka bigyan ka nila ng bonus, magiging, 'di ba, for those na hindi na grade 12, baka bigyan ka nila ng grade 12 equivalent. But yes, ICAS will assess even if 2.5 years lang siya or even if you did not finish. And sorry,
Okay.
i-correct ko lang yung self ko ha. PGWP is 180 days, not 120 days.
Mhm.
Change.
Okay, so
Correct.
next question is I have a tier 0 job after applying postgrad work permit and I web for my job offer and COE. Should I also web for my payslip,
Yeah.
pay stub?
Yeah, it's a good idea to web form your payslips as well. And keep in mind na every time you change jobs or there are any changes, material changes in your application, even your address has changed, you have to contact IRCC via web form just to make sure that IRCC has all of the updated information when they review your application.
Yan.
Okay?
Isang pa lang po tayo, isang tao pa
Kaya
lang yan.
nga, grabe naman po talagang.
Sir Arvin, kaya nga ako nagtaka kanina kasi sabi ko, is this only for one person or
Yeah.
yeah,
One
isang tao
person
pa
pa
lang
lang po
pala to.
yan. So next na po
Whoever
tayo.
asked this question po, he or she can message the group po.
Yes
I mean
po.
the
Very good
page.
ka.
Yeah.
Very good questions.
Yep. Okay, so Sir Arvin, the next question is isa lang to, no? So, what
Mhm.
visa can the student's spouse apply after graduation if the student still doesn't have the job eligible for spouse's work permit extension?
Okay. So, we all know na ngayon, since January 21 of this year, ang mga students kailangan para ma-apply nila ang SOWP, kailangan meron silang mga eligible occupations, right? Tier 0, Tier 1, and selected Tier 2 and 3. Now, if the student hindi makapag-apply or hindi makapaghanap ng Tier 0 or 1 or mga eligible occupations, there's three options for the spouse. Okay? First, pwede mag-apply ng student permit sa spouse. Okay? So parang mag-apply siya ng student permit, tapos siya yung mag-a-apply ng PGWP. Second, pwede mag-visitor visa dito si spouse, pero at that point, kapag na-expire na yung work permit niya, then hindi na siya pwede mag-work. And lastly, pwede siya mag-apply ng LMIA. Pero I think we all know also na LMIA is really hard these days kasi ang daming mga refusal to process ang ESTC ngayon. So those are the opportunity for the spouse. Pero kung kaya pa po ng ano natin, ng power natin na makahanap ng work na eligible, let's do it po. And pwede naman din na ang ina-advise ko na lang sa iba, 'di ba, we know that the processing time is really long these days. I-apply nyo pa rin. And then once you receive, for example, para lang maka-maintain status, right? Apply nyo pa din and then i-note nyo na lang na you are actively looking for an eligible occupation and that if you are to get any job offer, you will update IRCC. Kasi it's sayang naman yung parang opportunity nung spouse, baka si spouse pa yung maging reason or maging eligible for a PR application. So, yun po.
Okay, next question. Next question. If I accelerated my program to 20 months instead of 24 months, what are the best and bad reasons to include in the explanation letter for accelerating the program? My goal is to get the 3 years maximum PGWP.
Okay, this is a good question po. So, even if you accelerate your program to 20 months, pero ang program length talaga is 24 months, makikita mo yan sa letter of acceptance mo. So, if kahit na natapos mo yan in 20 months or less, pero because the length is nakalagay 24 months talaga, you will still be eligible for a 3-year PGWP. Now, there is no need for you to explain bakit kailangan kung bakit in-accelerate mo yung program mo. So, ano lang, face value lang talaga kung ano yung nakalagay sa letter of acceptance and then the completion letter. Make sure mo lang na doon sa completion letter nakalagay na 2-year program talaga siya para you will be given a PGWP.
Is Princess?
Yes, so the next question is how to handle refusal just in case. What to do if the PGWP is refused, and what are the common reasons of refusal for PGWP applications lately?
Just in case what to do if the PGWP is refused.
Yeah.
So, yun nga, as mentioned earlier, kapag na-refuse, then you have an opportunity to restore your status. You have 90 days para mag-restore. And kapag within 180 days pa ang PGWP, since your completion, then you still have a chance to apply for a PGWP again, right? I don't see a lot of PGWP. Actually, in my practice, I've never had, knock on the wood, PGWP application refuse. Okay, so I guess the common reasons for the refusal ngayon, ang nababalitaan ko is, ang lumalapit sa amin is yung hindi na meet yung language requirements Remember, ngayon, required na for a graduate, kailangan meron siyang CLB 5 kung sa college siya nag-aral, and then CLB 7 in all categories kapag sa university. So, yun yung nakikita kong reason. We had a case na we're handling na ganoon nga. So, ang nangyari, luckily for her, she was able to find an employer na mag-a-apply ng LMIA. So we are working on that one. And then for other, talagang sinabihan namin siya na because 'di ba merong time constraint, right? Meron ka lang 180 days para mag-apply. So we told her na sige, i-submit mo pa rin kahit na ganito pa din yung scores mo, and then keep on reviewing and keep on studying para umimprove yung English exam mo. So, ayun po.
Hmm. Next question po. About PGWP. How to add open work permit, wife, and temporary resident visa, 3 years old son on my PGWP, already on implied status application, while waiting for the results. Should I create a separate account for them, or is it possible to add them to my previous application? If yes, how? Thanks.
Okay, I think this question is, nag-apply na siya ng PGWP. Tapos, ginamit niya yung GC key niya. Now,
Mhm.
kung nakapag-apply ka na, then pwede mong gamitin yung same GC key to apply for your son and for your wife. Okay, and then you don't need to create a separate account for them, and you just create separate applications for them. Okay.
Okay, next question.
Okay, so next is PGWP application process to support my husband, open work permit while I am on maternity leave, who is eligible for reconsideration of their postgraduate work permit application. I'm just worried they might apply the new ruling to me after January 21st since I do not hold a tier 0 or 1 position.
Okay. So, ang assumption ko lang to ha, this question is, nag-apply na siya ng PGWP and it was before January 21. And currently, it's still pending. And so, yun yung worry niya na baka, because she is on a maternity leave, baka ma-refuse yung application. So ang maternity leave po, it's considered an acceptable break of employment. So, meaning, hindi na, break of employment siya, yes, kasi hindi ka actively nag-work, but because you are still employed with that company, even if, kasi di ba, yun yung rules dito sa Canada na hindi ka pwedeng tanggalan because you are on a maternity leave. So now, even if you are on maternity leave, meron ka pa ring work, technically meron ka pa ring work, and so, because hindi mag-a-apply sa'yo yung January 21 na update, then there is a good chance na maa-approve yung PGWP mo. However, you have to make sure na in-inform mo si IRCC that you are on a maternity leave so that if they do a background check, matake nila yan into consideration. Dati kasi, di ba, the requirement only is any job. Basta meron kang trabaho, pwede ka mag-apply ng SOWP. Okay? So, as long as hindi pa na-refuse yung application nyo, eligible pa rin kayo doon sa transitional measure. Or, I mean, yung sa before January 21 na ruling.
Parang grandfathered pa rin siya, Deb, no?
Grandfather siya nung old ruling.
Okay.
Okay, next question. PGWP question. If we submitted our PGWP and SOWP applications before January 21, 2025, but receive a refusal due to the new policy, what would be the best course of action? So parang refusal po ito.
Na-refuse siya, tapos after, January 21, so, subject na siya sa new policy ng PGWP. So, your best course of action is, again, you have 90 days to restore your status. So, kailangan maghanap ka ng eligible employer to support your SOWP, eligible occupation to support your SOWP. Yun yung best course of action mo. And as mentioned earlier, kung halimbawa, um, you have 90 days na pwede ka mag-apply, right? Pero kung halimbawa hindi ka talaga makahanap, isugal mo na lang. Kasi yun nga, ang reality is hindi naman talaga madaling maghanap ng mga
Mhm.
eligible na occupations.
Next question.
Okay, so next is we have already submitted our application through EE, BCP, and P-Skilled Trade. Since we don't have much POF, shall I withdraw the EE profile and make a new application through non-EE, BCP, and P instead? Kindly advise. Thank you.
Okay. So when you said that you already submitted your application, does this mean na nakakuha ka na ng invitation to apply? Kasi so ano na lang, sabihin natin na meron ka ng invitation to apply, right? And we know that sobrang last draw is in May pa of this year. After that, wala na talagang draw. So if I were you, if nakakuha ka na ng invitation, I would do everything in my power para makahanap ng POF na yan, kung magkano man yan. Kung kailangan ko mangutang isang layong bahay ko, yung ganito, I'll do everything in my power to get that POF. Kasi swerte ka if you get an invitation already. So don't let go that chance. At saka baka hindi mahirap na ngayon makakuha ng ITA. So instead of withdrawing your profile, mas maganda siguro pag anuhin mo yung POF. Regarding POF, ano lang naman yan? Ang POF, when you submit dalawa lang yung kailangan na ma-meet mo. So, kailangan, when you submit the application, dapat meron kang POF. Kung ano yung required based on your family size, dapat maipakita mo yan during your application. Also, kapag na-review na ng officer yung application mo, dapat when you submit supporting documents, kapag hiningan ka, dapat andun din siya. Before the officer kasi make a decision, sometimes they would ask for updated POF. So halimbawa, in between, let's say you submitted your application March 2025, April, May, June, hindi mo na meet yung magkano yun? So, kung halimbawa 20,000 ang required na POF, hindi mo na meet yun. Now, in July, hiningan ka ng proof of funds. Now, dito sa July, dapat ma-make sure mo na na-meet mo yan siya. Okay? So, yun lang po yun. So, again, do all you can para mag-gather yung POF na yan.
Okay, next
Pero Miss
question.
Debbie,
Oh,
if in
yes.
case the question was just kung wala pa siyang ITA, pwede pa siyang mag-withdraw, right?
Yeah, kasi
Okay.
ang ibig sabihin lang nun, wala ka pang application.
Okay.
You just registered, right?
Okay.
Okay, next question. It's PGWP question. My daughter's student visa, currently in middle school, expiring this September 21. I already applied for my PGWP and her as my dependent. Currently on implied status. Do I have to apply for the extension for her student visa or wait for my PGWP or any other options?
Okay. So, middle school, ilang taon pag middle school? Mga ano na, below 18?
Yeah, below. Nasa 14 or 15. 13 or 14 actually,
So,
pag middle school.
bali, nakapag-apply na siya ng PGWP pero hindi niya sinubmit yung application ng extension ng daughter niya. So, ang gagawin niya lang is mag-submit ng application for the student permit. So, i-clear ko lang
Parang kasama yata siya, Miss Debbie. I already applied for my PGWP and her as my dependent.
Pero expiring na siya this September 21 and on implied status siya. So, I think she's asking kung paano niya i-apply ang extension ng student visa niya sa kanya or mag-wait ng postgrad work permit.
Oh, apply.
So,
parang, okay. Do I have to apply for an extension for her student visa or wait for my PGWP? So I don't, if she is already included in the student permit application, sa kung halimbawa nag-apply siya ng PGWP, nag-submit na din siya ng student permit extension ng daughter niya, pero pa-expire na yung student permit ng daughter niya, 'di ba she is on a maintained status. So
Yeah.
because she is on a maintained status, there is no need for her to reapply, to apply for another student permit because yun nga, nakapag-submit na siya.
Mm-hmm.
So pending the result, pwede pa rin mag-continue mag-work or mag-study yung daughter niya. Di ba tama? Yun yung ano,
Yes.
right? Oo, kaya
Yeah.
medyo
Yeah.
nagulat
Kasi
ako.
maintain sila. Yeah.
Oo.
Yes po.
Okay. So
Next
next
question.
is I'm planning to take 4 courses in September 2025 and January 2026. I will be finishing my studies 1 term in advance instead of December 2026. Would this affect the length of PGWP that will be granted?
No po. As mentioned earlier, even if you accelerated your program, as long as the program length is 2 years, then you will be eligible for a 3-year PGWP, and thus it will not affect the length of your PGWP.
Okay. Let's move on to the next.
Next po. Miss Debbie, merong follow-up question lang daw dito sa ito. Na-refuse daw kasi yung application nila. So, nag-apply sila before January 21, 2025. Tapos, na-refuse yung application nila afterwards, which is na ano yung new policy. So, ang tanong niya, ah, ano daw yung next action nila? Is it possible daw na magkaroon ng reconsideration?
Reconsideration is ano siya, so when you say reconsideration, it's two things, right? One is
Mhm.
you ask for a reconsideration via web form, so hindi ka
Mhm.
magsasubmit ng new application. And if you do that, wala ka munang submission, there is no guarantee na walang responsibility ang officer to reply to you. So, medyo risky siya, but like if you really wanna do that, you can. Pero after a month, kapag wala ka talagang result na or wala kang anything na narinig sa officer, then forgo mo na yun. Kailangan mo talagang mag-reapply. And then on your reapplication, subject ka na sa new policy.
New policy na.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's just the first unfortunate event kasi nag-apply siya before nung new rule pero na-refuse siya with the new
Mhm.
policy.
Pero yeah,
Yeah.
she can ano, I think she can ask for reconsideration. Tas i-point out niya na she applied before January 21, and so eligible siya. Pero make sure ha, kasi may ano yan, may time difference ang Canada, right? Yung UTC, pina-follow nila is UTC.
Yeah.
So parang halos Pilipinas yung ano nun, yung difference nun sa time natin ngayon. So make sure na eligible ka talaga. Because if not, unfortunately, new rules will apply to your case.
Yun. Next question about PGWP. Can working as a caregiver or in a home care support role qualify as a relevant work experience to help renew my spouse's open work permit when I apply for PGWP?
Po, good question po to. Sa caregiver po, yung home care support workers, this is a tier 4 occupation. I believe it's a 44101 NOC code niyan. So tier 4 po siya, and so hindi po kayo eligible to apply for an SOWP kapag caregiver ang occupation nyo. Also, yung
Tier 4
kadalasan,
pala yun, ate?
yeah, it's a tier
Support
4.
worker?
Yeah, it's a tier 4
Mm.
occupation. I-check niyo po, 44101. Now, may now ako. There is what you call community support worker. 44101, so 42201 is the NOC code yata. So for the community support worker, this is a tier 2 occupation. However, if you look at the yung mga eligible tier 2 occupations, wala doon yung 42201, yung community support worker. Which means hindi lang eligible. Now, there's another one, the 33101, the nurse orderlies and yung mga healthcare assistant. So, kung i-align mo yung experience mo, depende kung private household, talagang no question, ano yan, that is a tier 4 occupation. But for example, you are in a group home or mga long-term facility. So kapag ang experience ang responsibilities, it aligns more doon sa healthcare assistant na role. I suggest you create a letter of explanation na eto yung clinical name mong NOC code and para maging eligible ka for an SOWP. Okay?
Okay, next question,
Okay,
Miss
so let's
Francis.
move on to PR questions. Okay, so SOWP is already working as trades. How can he apply as PR?
Ano po siya, there's two things, depende sa profile, right? Pero I really suggest for these questions, it's better po if we do parang a one-on-one consultation because although it looks like a simple question, there's a lot to unpack kasi when pag pinag-uusapan is very ganito na. Kasi ang magiging sagot ko is depende sa profile ng tao. Pero for ano lang, in general, this is a general answer to the question, okay? So for example, the SOWP is young and pwede siya, kung nasa trades na siya, when I say young, below 30 years old or kahit mga 32, mga early 30s, and if she or he meron siyang good English exam scores, then he or she will be eligible, or he pala to, he will be eligible for, he might be eligible sa express entry. Now, for express entry, meron siyang category-based selection and part of that is the trade occupation. So, baka mag-qualify siya doon sa trade occupation na category. But keep in mind na the last draw for the trade occupation is noong 2024 pa, sometime in, or sorry, 2024, yeah. Tapos, ano na, matagal na. So, baka medyo matatagalan pa. And then now, for BCPNP naman, pwede siya maging eligible doon sa skilled worker stream, priority occupations, yung mga trades. So, pwede siya maging eligible doon. Pero subject to a point system siya. So, depende sa kung ano yung profile niya, baka mataas ang chance niya doon sa BCPNP. Okay?
Next question about PR. Is there a chance in RCIP for BCP and oh, I think it's different one. So the first one po.
Is there a chance in RCIP? So, sa ano tayo ha, sa BC na RCIP. So, sa RCIP, tatlong RCIPs, right? We have North Shuswap, we have Peace Liord, and we have the Okanagan. So, now, dito sa Peace Liord, start na sila.
Kaya
And
nga,
then,
may food services doon, madodraw ka doon agad.
nag-start na ang
May,
RCIP.
may
Peace
school pa
Liord.
doon. Isa may admin doon.
Nawawala ako. Meron na ang Peace Liord na RCIP and then nagkakagulo doon because marami ang nag-apply na employers, mga 200 plus, and also, pero nag-release sila ng statement na per employer, isa lang yung pwede nilang i-sponsor. So ngayon, yung mga employers, they were left with parang mamimili sila kung sino yung isa-sponsor. So, tag-iisa. Now, on August 1, few days ago, nag-open yung system and then they were told na 100 lang na applications ang makikater nila and then kapag tapos na yung 100, then maglo-close na yung system. Alam niyo ba kung ilang minutes lang? 10 minutes lang. After 10 minutes, nag-open yung portal, nag-close na agad yung system, yung ano, yung RCIP sa Peace Leon. So, nagkagulo. What does it mean? May chance ba sa RCIP? Remember what I always told you na ang RCIP talaga, that the designated employers, the reason why they have themselves designated, kasi they have someone na they wanted to support. Okay? So parang, 'di ba, given doon sa Peace Yard, 60 lang yung allocations. So wala nang chance. Now, dito naman sa North Shuswap, ganoon din. Limited lang yung mga communities sa number of applicants na they can cater. So, wala talagang masyadong chance. Tapos yung ano pa, yung isa, yung Okanagan, nagkakagulo sila doon ngayon. Nagkakagulo sila because, lucky for you guys, kasi UVic is a public school, right? It's a publicly funded school. So walang problema. But for others na private school sila nag-study, parang merong misconception or misapprehension etong RCIP regarding sa mga private school. Hindi nila ino-honor yung mga private schools at ginagawa nila, nare-refuse nila yung mga graduate ng private school because they thought na when IRCC released a statement na dapat recognized school lang yung eligible for RCIP, ginawa nilang general, ano yun, parang ang understanding nila, public school lang. So yun, medyo magulo doon. So, is there a chance in RCIP? Very slim po.
And next question is for BCPNP. Is the previous work experience foreign and current work experience in Canada should be connected or related or aligned?
Good question po. So, BCPNP work experience, kung BCPNP po yung pag-uusapan, meron pong tinatawag na directly related experience. Okay? Now, ang directly related experience, ang meaning ng BCPNP noon is dapat yung experience mo in the Philippines or outside Canada and inside Canada should be directly related, meaning dapat at least the same NOC code or kaya the same tier level or higher tier level yung previous work experience mo. Okay? So you will get maximum of 20 points kapag naka-demonstrate ka na directly related yung experience. So, mas maganda if ano siya, connected or related or aligned para mas makuha mo yung maximum 20 points. So that's 5 years of directly related experience.
Okay, next question.
Okay, so next is, can I study short-term course while studying DBA simultaneously?
Mm-mm.
Yung DBA po is Diploma in Business Administration.
Yes, if you are on a student permit, this is your first permit, then yes, you are eligible to study a short-term course as long as it's less than 6 months. Basta it's your first permit and you have your student permit. Yes.
Okay, and next is, what are the requirements to apply for an open work permit extension as the spouse who is applying for a post-graduation work permit? Like job offer, pay stub, what else?
Okay. So, 'di ba, we know that for an SOWP, para makapag-apply ng SOWP, may mga dapat yung NOC code or yung tier, dapat right? Tier 0, tier 1, or selected tier 2 and tier 3 occupations. Now, for the documentation, I think she wanted to know about the documents. So, yes, you have the job offer. Also, doon sa job offer, be very specific. I-ask nyo na sa employer. Pwede po ba sa employer, pwede po ba na ilagay nyo na kung ano yung tier code para hindi na mag-isip si IRCC. Also, as the employer, kung dapat very specific yung mga responsibilities and dapat yung responsibilities is aligned or similar to the responsibilities nung NOC code na clinic-claim nyo. Okay? That's very important po. Pay stubs, that's good. Kung wala pa, i-web form mo na lang. And then, ano pa ba yung mga proof of, a letter of explanation is always good para alam ng IRCC kung ano yung tinitingnan nila. A summary of your parang application would be helpful to IRCC para mag-guide sila. And then, other than that, wala na naman. May nakalimutan ba ako? Parang wala na, right?
Yeah, I think generally yun lang siguro,
Yun naman.
Miss Debbie, but sometimes it's a case to case, so
Correct,
you
yeah.
have to add more documents if applicable.
Okay, next question. Sa PR question, is there pathway in HCA? Very popular. Okay. I think related to. I am currently enrolled in the HCA program at Drake Maddox College sa Vancouver. What are the possible risks or concerns I should be aware of when planning to apply for the home support worker pilot under the home care provider pilot program? Based on my situation, what is the best strategy to ensure I meet the PR eligibility requirements before the pilot closes in 2027?
Mhm. Yeah. So, ang HTA, kapag, di ba, we know that kapag may HTA program ka and you finish this within 2 years, eligible ka for, kahit wala kang 6 months of experience, eligible ka for the home support worker pilot. So, that's check. Pero keep in mind, yung HTA, kung HTA ka, tapos halimbawa nag-work ka na sa facility, hindi yun eligible na occupation. Kasi home support worker is a tier 4 occupation. So, dapat ang employer mo eligible din. So, it's either you work in a private household or kaya mga eligible na mga home care, yung dapat ang employer mo, dapat yung siniserve mo na client, dapat nakatira siya sa residence niya. That's very important. Dapat residential yung setting. And then also, dapat eligible si employer. So for example, kung private household, may tinatawag tayong low income cut-off requirement. Okay? So we call it LICO. Dapat kung si employer, kung private household siya, depende sa family size niya, dapat ma-meet niya yung LICO. Kasi in the event that the IRCC would ask for proof na kaya kang pasahurin ng employer mo, the LICO would be the basis of the IRCC. Okay? And then strategy to ensure eligibility, madali lang yan kasi 'di ba very basic yung requirements. You meet the 6 months requirement or kaya meron kang HTA na studies, madali lang yon. Ang pinaka-importante is on May or on March 31st, dapat makasabit ka. Yun yung pinaka-importante. General advice is instead of you focusing sa home care worker pilot program, dapat po, ito yung parang this should be your fallback. So, dapat pang PR option number 3, PR option number 4 mo to. Dapat meron ka talagang PR option number 1, which is not the home support worker pilot. Especially kung naka-ano ka naman, naka-open work permit. Because as we realize, this year, diba, nag-open yung pilot noong March 31, they only catered less than, di ba, 2,000, more than 2,000. Pero from experience po, it only took, kung hindi natin i-add yung nag-down yung system, less than an hour lang na close na agad yung slot. So, it's a best idea siguro, it's a best strategy kung hindi ito yung principal goal mo. Okay?
May additional question lang po, Miss Debbie. Kanina kasi diniscuss natin na less than 6 months.
Mm.
Tanong dito is, what if daw yung course is 6 months?
Taktong 6 months, okay lang.
Mm.
More than 6 months, no?
More than 6 months. Ayun. Next question po tayo.
Careful lang po tayo. Sa Drake Maddox kasi, I am familiar with the program. Pero ang alam ko po, 6 months sila plus 2 weeks. So,
Mm.
should be careful.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay, so next question is which is a better path, the express entry or non-express entry, considering the age is already 40 and been in construction for 1 year already?
Mhm. So, kung 40 years old ka na and you're considering BCPNP, it will not matter kung BCPNP non-express ka or BCPNP express entry. Kasi ang ano lang naman doon, ang tinitingnan mo lang is eligible ka ba sa express entry for you to be able to create a BCPNP profile and if you meet the proof of funds kung kailangan. Okay? Pero in your case po, if you're already 40 years old, hindi ka naman eligible sa sa mga category-based selection ng express entry, your best bet will be BCPNP.
Okay. Next question about PGWP. Does it need to be on tier 01 to apply for PGWP?
Not really. So tier 0, tier 1, yes. It could also be selected tier 2 and tier 3 occupations. So, ang nasa listahan ngayon, kadalasan under healthcare, under trades, construction, and agriculture.
Next question is, I'm planning to apply for my PGWP this December. I'm currently working as a bookkeeper. Can I extend my husband's open work permit based on my current employment?
Mhm. Good question po. For bookkeeper, hindi po kayo eligible kasi bookkeeper is a tier 2 occupation. If you are to become an accountant, let's say, yun, it's a tier 1 occupation, so you will be eligible. But keep in mind po, if you are an accountant, kung wala kang CPA license, then hindi ka pwede mag-practice ng public accounting. So kung halimbawa, firm lang, kung private lang siya, na company, ikaw yung accountant, that's fine. But, ano mo na lang, just make sure that you align your responsibilities doon sa accountant na role.
Mhm. Okay, next question.
So next is, can I apply my husband as open work permit when I apply postgrad work permit? Since there is a new policy that started August 25 regarding SOWP because I was in category NOC 4. Thank you.
I'm not sure what what
Yeah, me too.
started
August 25.
on August 25. But
August 7 pa lang.
pero I remember na baka so ganito lang, can I apply my husband as OWP when I PGWP? So hindi po automatic na makaka-apply ka ng PGWP. So you make sure na ang bagong policy lang po, I think I'm pretty sure about this, yung January 21 na policy, which is dapat selected tier 2 and 3 and tier 0 or 1 dapat yung occupation mo para ma-apply mo sa SOWP. Unfortunately, kapag tier 4 occupation po, hindi po tayo eligible. Unless, okay, may pending ka ng PR application. So, eligible na kahit anong occupation.
Next question about PR. Ito isa pang trending. For Francophone pathway, do I need to have a job in a specific tier, just like in CEC?
Good question po yan. So, sa CEC, sa Francophone, hindi kailangan. Ang kailangan mo lang i-meet is two. First is, dapat ma-meet mo yung three major streams ng express entry, at least one doon na-meet mo. So, Federal Skilled Worker Class, the Canadian Experience Class, what we call CEC, and the FST, the Federal Skilled Trade Program. So, if you meet one of those, makaka-create ka na ng express entry profile. Now, if you have CLB7 in all categories sa French, listening, reading, writing, and speaking, then magiging automatically when you create your profile, malalagay ka doon sa Francophone pathway. And if halimbawa nag-draw ulit under Francophone, there is a good chance for you to get invited. And you know what? Kapag may CLB7 ka in all categories, halos automatic tataas, halimbawa, meron ka ng 400 plus, right? 62 points kasi agad yung madadagdag just because you have CLB7 in Francophone. So, there is a good chance na makakuha ka ng invitation, even sa CEC lang.
Miss Debbie, kailan yung last na draw ng French?
French in March.
March. Okay.
Oo,
Sana
the last
mag-draw ulit,
draw
no?
is actually I can tell tiningnan ko yan kanina. Sige, habang
Mm.
tina-type ko.
Kasi nagpa-session din kami last time ng French eh.
Mm,
Merong isang community ng mga student din yun, bumuo sila na nag-help about sa French, itong
good.
pathway na to.
That's good.
So,
So the last draw pala is meron sila twice yun in March, I know. Yeah, March 21, the last draw is 379.
may 79. Okay,
Mm-mm.
next question.
Okay, so next is with 2 years left on my PGWP and considering working as either a dental administrator or a dental assistant, if I pass the clinical exam this November 2025, which would you recommend for a higher chance of getting PR, Alberta or Saskatchewan? I graduated with a BA in marketing in Alberta.
Okay. So you are in Alberta, right? So if you are in Alberta, you will be eligible sa AOS, Alberta Opportunity Stream. Now, pero you will only be eligible if yung, since you graduated BA, dapat ang makuha mo na work is related sa pinag-aralan mo. Now, in Alberta, under AOS, meron silang point-based system lang. So, I think dental assistant you may qualify sa Alberta Express Entry also if you are a dental assistant. Dental administrator, not really, kasi it's administrative, so hindi ka eligible, hindi siya priority occupation. But for a dental assistant, it is a priority occupation. So there is a good chance na makakuha ka ng magiging eligible ka under Alberta Express Entry. Now, for AOS, di ba kasi kung BA in marketing tapos may bachelor's ka, graduated with a BA in marketing in Alberta. So bachelor's, ano yung BA? Bachelor's, so parang bachelor's ba yun? Tama. So if you have
Um,
your bachelor's degree, kasi point-based system siya, kung hindi mo ma-meet yung points because you are living in Calgary or Edmonton, what you can also do is mag-move ka to another city. Pwede kang mag-move sa mga smaller communities para makakuha ka ng higher score sa when you submitted your AOI. Okay? So, ang question pala, is it Alberta or Saskatchewan? Kung hindi talaga, like even if you move, kung, di ba, makakalculate mo yung points mo. So, even if you move to a smaller city in Alberta, pero hindi mo pa rin ma-meet yung EOI required para makakuha ka ng invitation, then I suggest Saskatchewan is a good, ano din, pwede din siya. Maganda pa rin ang Saskatchewan as long as you receive a job approval letter from a company sa Saskatchewan, and because a dental assistant will qualify you for the health talent pathway, so it's also a good move. So kung I suggest with your 2 years left sa PGWP mo, use this year to try to get an EOI or an ITA sa Alberta. And if within this year wala talaga, it's a it's maybe a good decision to go to Saskatchewan.
Di ba? Layo na ng abot natin, Alberta
Oo
na.
nga. Akala ko busy lang tayo eh.
Actually, meron din akong question na nakita kanina nung
Oo.
piniprepare ko to. May Quebec na rin. So, let's
Mm-mm.
see.
Oh, don't go to Quebec. Mm.
About PR question, can my diploma transferable to BC?
And my diploma transferable to BC? What do you mean? Like, ano kayang ibig
Mag-transfer
sabihin?
ng school
Yeah.
or baka if applicable yung diploma niya sa
Mhm.
BC,
Medyo
not
putol
really sure.
siya. So,
Oo.
kung sino may nagtanong nito, raise nyo na lang yung hand nyo,
Kung
tapos
sino
babalikan
nagtanong,
natin.
yeah, you can also message us.
Mhm. Next question, what steps can a temporary foreign worker take when their permit is close to expiring?
Okay. So TFW is normally a closed work permit, right? Kung
Mhm.
ano sila. For for a TFW, kung best case scenario is kung makakakuha sila ng LMIA from their current employer, then you can apply for a work permit extension before your status expires. Kung wala ng LMIA si employer, pwede sa other employers, right? And yun din yung best case scenario. Now, kung wala na talaga, because mahirap na talaga kumuha ng LMIA, then there's three things you can do. First is, pwede kayo mag-apply ng student permit, pero yun nga, it will require proof of funds. Second option is, pwede kayong mag-aral ng French. If you get CLB 5 in speaking and in listening, you might be eligible for the Francophone mobility program. And then also, kung for example, yung situation ng employer or maybe ang situation mo would allow for an LMIA exemption, that's also a possibility na makapag-apply ka ng work permit extension even without an LMIA. And then finally, ang last resort, it's to apply for a visitor record.
Next question is, what are the PR pathways for an MOA, temporary foreign worker to PR?
Oo. So, for Quebec po, not really familiar with yung sa ano ha, sa mga PR pathways nila, specifically doon sa Quebec province because I'm not allowed to represent clients bound to Quebec. Hindi yun part ng ano namin. However, kung halimbawa po, you are below 30 years old and you wanted to apply, kung sa Quebec ka, so meaning magaling ka na mag-French, right? Hopefully magaling ka mag-French. Kasi you can also apply for express entry. So if you are planning na mag-apply ng express entry, eligible ka kahit nasa Quebec ka as long as yung intention mo is to reside to another province, hindi sa Quebec. Okay? So yun po.
Okay. Next question, Miss Princess.
Okay, so what is the job and location for PR pathway? The caregiver pathway has the chance to apply after 6 months full time. And can I do a fast track ECE course?
Yeah, so what the job, okay, what is the job and location for PR path? What is the job and location for PR path?
I think
Or
nasagot na po
maybe
natin
best.
yung sa caregiver, no?
Mm, mm,
Na
mm,
6 months
mm, mm.
requirements.
Yeah.
Dito na po tayo sa ano, can I do fast track ECE course?
Mm,
Early childhood educator po.
yeah, yeah. You can. You can. So, pero in order for you to study ECE, kailangan mo ng student permit kasi it would take more than 6 months for you to get the course. Unless you mean ECEA. Kasi maybe a lot of you know na ang ECEA, it will only require you 3 months para
Mhm.
ma-finish yung course and for you to get an ECEA designation.
Parang may nabalitaan niya to, Miss Debbie, na meron nang nag-o-offer ng ECE na less than 6 months.
Really?
Mhm.
Hindi ko alam yan. Hindi ko nabalitaan yan. Sabihan mo ako niyan. Parang hindi siya possible based sa understanding ko sa
Mhm.
iha.
May ano kasi parang may nakwento sa akin na sa school daw,
Mm-mm.
parang inoperan ng ano, ganon. So, I'm not so sure actually sa story. So, next question na tayo.
Oo.
About PGWP question, is there a required or how much should be the salary for a managerial position per student with OWP to apply for PGWP?
Okay, good question po yan. If you are in a managerial position, depende po siya kung anong klaseng manager. So for example, if you are a restaurant manager, then ang titingnan is yung wage. Kung ano sa job bank, there is what you call low, median, and high wage for the position. So kung dapat yung salary mo per hour is similar or at least equal doon sa pinaka mababa and maximum nun is yung pinakamataas. So pinakamababa na wage, yun dapat yung offer sa'yo.
Mhm. Okay. Next question, is it okay po ba na i-lodge dito sa loob ng Canada application for student permit?
Yes, it's possible if you, basta meron kang eligible status. So, it's either meron ka pang existing student permit or existing work permit for you to be able to launch a student permit from inside Canada.
Okay, next question.
Okay.
Miss.
Yeah, Miss Debbie, and Sir Arvin, just to let you know, I'm also trying to answer the questions on chat to the
Mhm.
best of my ability.
Yes.
Miss Debbie, there's an interesting question. I think I know the answer, but I'm not really sure. So,
Mm-mm.
if postgrad is refused, is it okay to apply a new study permit, taking a new program, and apply a new PGWP application? Because I think it's only given once, right? So the
Yeah,
answer is no.
no. So meaning,
The
Parang
postgrad is already
na-refuse po.
refused, and then she's planning to study and then apply for another postgrad work permit.
yeah. Oh, yes. So if it's refused and because hindi na siya makapasok doon sa 180 days, right? For hindi na siya eligible to apply for another PGWP, then yes, pwede siya mag-apply for another
Student.
mag-apply ng study permit.
Mhm.
And then she would still be granted another
Right.
postgrad after?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
But
interesting.
the tricky situation is anong i-grant ng ano ng
Yeah,
oo because ano ba ang i-grant ng IRCC na permit, right? Kung magsa-study lang siya let's say ng 6 months,
yeah.
will the officer will still consider the experience na meron siya, I mean the study length na meron siya noong first time siya nag-aral. So that I'm interested. Pero yeah,
Yeah.
pwede siya mag-apply
Yeah.
ng PGWP.
Balikan po natin, Miss Debbie, yung ECE course. Meron kasing nag-reply dito. On ECE, Capital University College said, kaya daw ang ECE ng 4 months. Nakalagay din sa student handbook nila. Kaso sabi ng immigration lawyer, ang tinitingnan daw ng IRCC is yung registered length ng program, which is
Correct.
2 years.
That's right.
Okay. So yun, nasagot na.
Thank you for answering that question.
Next question, Miss Princess.
Okay, so next question is if spouse with open work permit PR application is submitted, no 22311, and visa is expiring in a month, will the applicant be able to work while waiting for the PR decision?
It's already submitted, meaning ITA is received, then they submitted a complete application. So if you are eligible, so ganito ha, even if you have a PR application submitted, you are still required to maintain a valid temporary status. Okay? So kapag expiring na yung permit mo in a month, you should do something about it. Okay? I don't recommend you to wait for the PR decision. Kasi remember, kapag na-finalize na yung PR mo, may two steps pa yan. PR Portal 1 and Portal 2. Meaning, it could take months pa. So, yung 1 month na expiring permit mo, you have to do something about it. You might be eligible for a bridging open work permit para lang makapag-stay ka dito, or kaya any exemption, LMIA exempt work permit. Okay? 80 weeks. At saka, by the way, yung Capital College, I looked into it, 80 weeks siya. So kung 80 weeks divided by 4, that's 10 months. So or 8 months, sorry.
80
So,
weeks.
sa
Ayan.
totoo. 80 divided by 4.
Mhm.
Ayan.
Ayun, napasearch agad.
20,
Ang bilis.
20, 20 months. So hindi totoo yun.
Mhm. Next question is, will a part-time timer ECEA be eligible to renew SOWP?
Oh, good question. Yes. Kasi ang ano pala, for you to be able to renew an SOWP, hindi required na full-time ang position. Okay? It could be part-time. And
Okay, next
then,
question.
yeah,
Yes po.
go ahead po.
Next question is, if I put up my own business, oh, mayaman si ma'am, register it and show plus income statement, can I use it to renew my husband's work permit?
No, you can. Unfortunately, no.
Mhm. Okay, next. Miss Princess?
Okay, so next is production operator position can use to apply for PR?
No po. Kasi production operator is a low-skilled occupation. So, hindi po siya eligible for express entry. And unless you are in the northeastern region of BC, so Fort St. John, yung eligible sa Peace Lord community yon, yung mga community doon, doon ka lang pwede maging eligible sa ELSS. Pero if you are outside northeastern region, then hindi ka po. Wala po siyang PR pathway.
Okay. Okay, so the next question is interesting. What are the updates for SP and plus SOWP? What are the expected changes, girl, that will happen in the next 2 years in terms of postgraduate work, PGWP plus SOWP plus PR pathways? This is a hard question, Miss Debbie.
Interesting question. And yeah, for the SOWP, I heard mga hearsay lang naman to. Parang mga ano lang, naririnig ko lang na there is a potential daw na even the SOWP will be required to have an eligible occupation daw para ma-extend nila yung sarili nila. I heard about it. I'm not sure if mangyayari yun, pero that's something na baka i-expect natin in the coming months. I'm not sure ha, pero that is what will happen. And then sa general economic condition ng Canada. So we know that with the tariff war na nangyayari ngayon between Canada and the US. So talagang affected yung economy ng Canada. And sa mga clients ko nga, there are a bunch of mga clients na lay off because of this. So baka po because of the economic condition of Canada, and then maybe because of the public outcry na parang sinasabi nila ng mga immigrants are taking away the jobs for Canadians and PR, at baka magkaroon ng election given that we have a minority government. Kapag magkakaroon na naman ng election, then mas baka hihigpitan na naman nila yung immigration. So it might impact the PGWP, SOWP, at saka mga PR pathways. Yun po.
Okay, so next is I am working as home personal support worker in a private household. What are the requirements needed from my employer to be able to apply for the upcoming caregiver pilot program?
Yeah. Napahapyawan na po natin to kanina. So we needed you to make sure that your employer is eligible sa LICO based on their family size. Also, dapat complete ka ng payslips, yung at least, diba, 6 months of experience. So, payslips, record of employment, notice of assessment, also job offer letter, kailangan align talaga siya doon sa 44101 or yeah, kasi personal support worker ka. And then also, kailangan meron ka din, si employer dapat nagbabayad ng taxes. Okay, that's very important.
Okay, last three question na lang po. Medyo overtime na si Miss Debbie.
No.
Next question, if I am an international student with an OWP partner, does my job need to be related to what I am studying, PGWP, and get an OWP extension for my partner?
Opo, this is a good question. So, hindi po kailangan na related sa kung ano yung pinag-aaralan mo ang makuha mong job when you finish your studies para ma-extend yung partner mo. Instead of, ang kailangan mong tingnan is dapat tier 0 or tier 1 occupation siya. Okay? Or
Next question.
selected worthy. Sorry.
Yes po.
Go ahead po.
Next question, what are the updates for student permit and spouse open work permit? What are the expected? I think nasagot to kanina. So next question na tayo. Ito, sa chat na to.
Mm-mm. Nasagot na yata natin yan, no? Yung
Yes po.
Mm-mm.
Ito, cases for refusal of PGWP, are they strict on working hours? And if summer student right now can work full-time after class ends this August first week, not sure if it's applicable here or that's for school na po.
Okay. Cases of, yes po, they are strict on working hours. Very specific yung IRCC. So now, when I do PGWP submission, I really, intentionally, I explain na sinasabi ko talaga na hindi nag-violate. And then, di ba, in May of last year, nag-start yung 20, tama ba? May of last year, nag-start na 24 hours na. So intentionally, sinasabi ko yon na dito sa before that, 20 hours per week lang siya nag-work. Now that merong changes, naging 24 hours per week na, 24 hours per week na. And then for example, may days na nag-violate ka, you tell them na once, kung isang beses lang naman yan, sabihin mo. Pero kung maraming beses, huwag mo nang sabihin. Tapos, or kaya, kahit isang beses lang yan, huwag mo nang sabihin para hindi ka maging at risk na ma-refuse yung PGWP mo. And then, for your student, so ang mga, kapag halimbawa, hindi ka nagsa-study and it's an official summer break or break yun ng employer nakalagay or ng school and nakalagay talaga yun sa school calendar. Halimbawa, Christmas break or maybe yung summer break, you're eligible to work full-time, more than 24 hours per week. Basta it's an official break, nasa school calendar.
Okay. I think ito na yung last question natin.
Okay, hey. Wala na bang questions sa chat? Kasi baka may mga...
Marami pa.
marami pa ba?
Yes po.
Sige, anuhan natin yung...
Medyo bilisan na lang natin
Oo,
po.
bilisan lang natin.
Ito na, sagutan natin to. Muna ko parang, ito second one. Mauna akong mag-apply ng PGWP while looking for eligible jobs. Will this affect the validity of my spouse current work permit?
Mauna siyang makakuha ng PGWP. Hindi. Kung ano yung, halimbawa, na-approve ka na for PGWP, um, hanggang doon lang din yung ibibigay sa'yo ng hanggang ganun lang din. Kung ano yung length ng PGWP mo, yun din lang yung length na ibibigay ng SOWP, sa SOWP.
Mhm. Okay. Parang ito rin yan. Meron pong pathway na pwede sa Tier 4 clerical job.
Oo, yung clerical, as mentioned, hindi pwede unless you are in a northeastern region, ano lang, ELSS.
LSS. Ito. I am a second-year international student po at UBIC studying civil engineering. My construction employer offered a work sponsorship. What is the best option to take? Continue studying or take his offer for Lamia?
Oh no,
LMI.
continue studying. Di ba with all the changes sa LMIA, I think it's best kung may, kung malapit ka na matapos, then continue studying na lang and try to get your PGWP. Because with all the changes, even if you are in a construction employer, baka maging affected sila later on sa mga changes. So it's best na di ba kapag nakatapos ka, you have your 3-year PGWP. So kapag may open work permit ka, you have the advantage of choosing. And then kung ano yung changes ng IRCC, sunod ka doon sa changes.
Mhm. Okay. Next question. For the medical, can we submit the old medical we submitted when applying student permit within 5 years?
Yes, because there is a public policy, you can submit that medical exam. Basta within 5 years yun.
Naka-raise yung hand ni Miss Joanna.
Okay.
Yes po.
Miss Joanna, how can we help po?
Baka napindot lang.
Okay. What else?
Ito, nasa early childhood education ako, 3 years experience dito, BC. Kaso mataas ang points ngayon. And as of now, I'm implied status. Pwede po ba na si student muna apply ng PGWP, then once approved na, saka i-apply si OWP?
Pero nasa ano siya? Nasa early childhood siya, tama ba?
Yes po.
So, i-apply na together. Kasi Yeah. Walang value na mag-aantay ka. Mas delikado kung
Parang magkaiba yata ng tanong to.
okay.
Mabix yata. So, yung first question po yata is nasa ECE siya na may 3 years experience sa BC.
Okay.
Ano daw pong magandang pathway for PR?
Depende siya sa points, right? So right now you have express entry category-based selection. The last draw for 79 under the education occupation. So baka pumasok ka doon. And then also antayin natin kung you have ano pa, you have time pa. Baka next year bumalik yung BCPNP. Di ba priority occupation yung ECE. Baka may chance ka doon.
Eh. Miss Princess? Nandiyan ka pa?
Oh, yes, I'm here. Okay, so there is an eligibility question in EE. Do you have 3 years working experience within 5 years? Does it refer to the same tier code you are applying?
So if you are referring to CEC po, kasi 5 years yung CEC, right? Yeah. So hindi siya required na same tier ko. Kailangan lang, dapat yung experience mo is at least skilled work experience.
Okay. Next. While I am a student, I took a 6-month course. My main program will finish in the first week of December 2025, but my 6-month course will end in the first week of January 2026. Can I still continue the 6-month course or not?
Nandyan ka na eh. So you continue it and then you can maybe apply for your, yeah, you can. Basta ang importante dyan is ano ka, during that time, that's your first permit, right? So kung first
Mhm.
permit mo pa yan, then you should be good.
Ah, Parang tanong din niya is can I delay applying for my PGWP?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Basta
Okay.
within 180 days, no?
Mhm. How risky? Nasagot na to. Pwede ba na si Mr. ko ang mag-apply ng PR but I'm the one who sponsor him as open work permit nagtatrabaho sa construction?
Yeah, pwede yung SOWP, yung principal applicant ng PR.
Mhm. Next question. Can we renew or further extend PGWP or WP after the given 3 years extension? If yes, when can we apply?
PGWP po is not renewable. So kapag na-consume mo na yon, there's no way for you to renew. Pero like kung halimbawa may option for you to extend to LMIA or because you have a pending PR application, yun. And the best time to apply is when before ka na before ma-expire yung permit mo. At saka the earliest you can. Kung eligible ka, then go apply for it.
Mhm. Next question. My daughter just graduated in 12th grade here in Victoria. She's looking into ECE program. May PGWP pa rin ba ang ECE since certificate diploma program siya?
Yeah, eligible pa rin yung ECE. Yes, for PGWP.
I think nasagot na to. If
Mhm.
PGWP is refused. Next question. How many months of payslip po ang advisable to submit kapag i-web form ko ito?
Two po. Two ang advisable. And then doon, is it okay to apply for a new student? Oo, na-apply, na ano na yan, nasagot na yan.
Yes po. Next question. I am now on PGWP. Dependent son, 19 years old, just finished grade 12 last June. His study permit for secondary school is still valid until July 2026. Can he stay in BC while we plan for his post-secondary program? Planning to get him enrolled for post-secondary program summer of 2026.
Okay, this is a good question po. So kung tapos na siya ng grade 12 and then ang ano niya is summer of 2026 pa. Although July 2026 pa ang expiry ng permit niya, but because alam niyo yung rules for international students, like yung mga halimbawa mag-a-apply ka ng, 'di ba you have 90 days to apply for a student permit. So mag-a-apply din yun sa son mo. So you have 90 days to apply for something. And then kung July summer of 2026 pa siya mag-aaral. So that's more than 120 days before ng school niya, before start ng school niya. So kailangan mag-convert siya to a student permit.
Okay. Next question. Does a responsible adult work fall under ECEA?
Depende po siya sa responsibilities. So if ang responsibilities is similar sa NOC code ng ECE and ECEA, then yes.
Next question. Is the length of the PGWP based on the length of the visa, study permit, or the length of the study program?
Based on the length of the study program.
Yeah. Need po ba na full-time yung job offer para makasupport sa OWP extension?
No need po. Part-time is
Okay.
okay.
PGWP question. I have my OWP with two daughters. One is 19. She got approved her study permit in Kamusun College as LPN. One is 16 years old, grade 11. Should I require to include my 19 years old to my extension same time with my wife and another daughter, or not required? I am completing my DBA diploma this December 2025.
Okay, so your 19 years old daughter, she already got approved for her student permit, so she has her own temporary resident na. So you don't need to include her sa application mo for PGWP and SOWP. Etong 16 years old, because grade 11 pa lang siya, and kung kailangan niya mag-finish ng grade 12, then pwede mo siya i-add.
Okay. Next question. I'm implied status from April 24 to October 24, 2025, but I didn't mention sa letter of explanation na I am pregnant. Oh, congrats. Now po, I gave birth. How and where I can give to IRCC an additional explanation that now I gave birth and under implied and maternity leave.
Congratulations po sa baby niyo. Sana all. Tapos, yung implied status, April 24. So, you just inform IRCC that you are on a maternity leave. Yun lang. Again, ang maternity leave, it's, ano siya, considered as a break sa employment. So, employed ka pa rin. So, it should be good.
Okay. Next question. How about mental health worker? Is it eligible to extend SLWP?
Unfortunately, no po. Kasi it will qualify. Depende sa responsibilities ha. Pero normally, it would qualify under 42201. So, baka hindi po eligible for SOWP.
What are the chances po na ma-PR sa Atlantic provinces or sa mga rural areas sa Saskatchewan, like Swift Current as personal support worker?
Anong meron sa Swift Current at gusto mo doon? Swift Current is part ng Saskatchewan. So, ano po, they have what you call, yung mga personal support workers sa Saskatchewan, they have a stream. It's called Health Talent Pathway. So, pwede ka eligible doon. So, your chances, maganda if you have an employer supporting you. For Atlantic provinces, they have AIP. Pwede ka din maging eligible doon, depende. For now, ang New Brunswick, they stop their AIP. For other Atlantic provinces, eligible ka pa rin as long as the employer is designated.
Okay. Next question. Anong chance na ma-PR ko ang NOC pasok sa tech eligible occupation ng Alberta? Ano pong advice nyo?
Point-based system po yung Alberta. So, unlike before, madali lang. Ngayon, ang Alberta medyo mahirap na kahit nasa tech ka. And lately, hindi sila nagdodraw sa tech.
Next question. Is caregiver in VIHA included in Health Authority stream? Does VIHA support?
Yes. VIHA is, ano, right? Island Health. So,
Yes.
Island Health, nagsusupport sila, pero caregivers, no, not anymore. Kasi caregiver is, ano siya, for one, for 44,100 yata. So, hindi siya tier 3.
Mhm.
At
So,
tier
lahat lang
3,
po
nag-start ng 3.
ng tier 3. So, yung HCA po is pasok?
Yeah, kasi HCA is 33101. So, ang sinusupport lang ng lahat ng health authority, so it's either mga social workers, mga community support workers, katulad ng mental health ba yun? Yung mental health worker, at saka yung mga any occupations na ang NOC code nagsa-start sa 3.
Okay. So far dito sa Island Health sa sa isla, hindi sila muna nagbibigay, parang naka-hold yung support sa documents. So, 'yun.
Not really. Sa mga nurses, ongoing pa rin sila. Pero
Hmm,
sa mga HCA,
HCA,
no.
medyo nag-stop po, no?
Yeah.
Okay, next question. I think last two na tayo. If submitting a PGWP application and my job offer in trades, pwede na isabay OWP at student permit minors or need working na at mag-submit ng pay stub as well?
Pwede ka nang mag-apply, isabay mo na yung SOWP mo, tsaka student permit, minor, sa PGWP application mo. Basta make sure lang na eligible yung trade occupation. And then, i-follow mo na lang. To follow na lang yung mga payslip, mga other, basta job offer, okay na yun. As long as make sure na yung job offer may naka-indicate na, mga responsibilities.
I think last question na tayo. Ito, what is your insight about Manitoba and MNPNP? May chance po ba doon? And adding that we have a sister na citizen na. Thank you. Sana all.
Congrats. Ang sa Manitoba kasi, it's also a point-based system. And also, kapag ikaw ay merong work and study sa other provinces except Manitoba, you will be deducted 200 points. So, right now, ang point system nila is nasa 800 plus ba? So, kung meron kang minus 200 points, wala kang chance. Very slim ang chance mo to get invited under MNPNP.
Paano kung yung asawa po yung student and then yung OWP yung nag-apply, main applicant,
OWP minus 100.
minus 100?
Oh,
Oh,
kasi
mas
minor
less.
siya. Mas less.
Okay. I think yun na po yun. Last na. So, pero meron nakataas ng kamay si Miss Joanna.
Parang
Can-
kanina pa yan.
Hello po. Sorry nasira yung mic ko kanina. Okay na ngayon. Question lang po. Thank you so much sa pag-arrange nito, by the way. So, pag po inauna ako mag-apply, kasi naka-maternity leave po ako ngayon. So, graduate na po ako ng December. Pero, mag-a-apply ako ng PGWP by the end of my maternity leave, which is in February pa. Pwede po bang mauna ako kasi wala pa akong offer letter na eligible. Tapos si OWP to follow. Pero in that case, until March na lang kasi yung work permit ni husband. Pwede pa rin siya mag-work. Well, hindi ko pa
Hanggang March.
hanggang March.
Yeah.
Okay. Tapos paano po yun pag March? Then wala pa rin ako nakukuhang offer letter na pasok dun sa eligible na tier.
Yun po. Unfortunately, siya. Magulo na siya kasi si husband kailangan niya ng kumuha ng pathway niya, right? Pero as mentioned nga earlier, kung halimbawa, you explain na lang, kasi I had a client, mabilisan lang. My client, she was diagnosed with cancer. Chemotherapy siya. And so, wala talaga siyang makuha at hindi advisable na mag-work siya for anyone kasi nga she is undergoing some therapy, right? So, ang ginawa, nag-explain na hindi siya pwede pang mag-work because sa situation niya, hindi pa rin lumalabas. So, parang nag-appeal lang siya, nag-HNC siya, yung parang appeal not to process doon sa existing policy and to give her some leeway para apply pa rin ng SOWP. And then, halimbawa, in your case, since kakapanganak mo pa lang and you have to apply for your spouse's SOWP before it expires para makapag-maintain status siya, then do it the same way na mag-apply pa rin ng SOWP. And then once you have an eligible occupation, that's the time na mag-apply na mag-web form. Ang lang doon, ang risk, diba? There is a chance na ma-refuse.
And it doesn't matter po, like yung husband ko, pasok siya dun sa eligible. But since ako yung SP,
Yeah.
okay.
I-hire ka na lang ng ano.
Baliktad na lang. Baliktad na lang po kami.
Oo.
Okay. And hindi ko rin po pwede gamitin yung pay slips ko kasi prior to taking maternity leave, nagpa-part-time ako as pharmacy assistant. Pwede ko po bang gamitin yung previous pay stubs ko and employment certificate before my maternity leave just to support my application?
Pwede, pero tinanggal ka na ba dun? Di ba hindi pa?
Hindi pa, pero hindi rin po guaranteed na may babalikan pa. Parang indefinite leave, parang ganun.
Guaranteed naman dapat na may babalikan ka kasi ano, you went on a maternity leave. It's not allowed
Okay.
based sa employment standards ng BC. Anyway, yeah, pwedeng i-ask mo na lang. If you have that job, kahit part-time lang, you can use that job.
Okay po. Salamat. Thank you, Miss Debbie. Thank you,
No
everyone.
worries po.
Yun. Success.
Dami. Dami.
Mukhang natapos natin lahat ng nasa chat
Good.
box.
Nailaban, Miss Debbie.
Kailangan natin. Oo.
Nailaban
Yes.
natin. Overtime na. Yun. To everyone, sana support natin yung multicultural kasi yun nga. Lagi tayong sinusupport UPC sa mga event na ganito, which is very important sa atin, lalo na ngayong panahon na napaka-unpredictable ng immigration, lalo sa mga international students saka PGWP. And yun po, baka gusto niyo pong promote Miss Demi?
Wala na po.
Wala na
Siguro
po.
naman kilalanin na po kami. So kung ano
Yeah.
po, nabitin kayo, you can message Princess. Message niyo po yung
Mhm.
Multicultural Immigration na Facebook. You can also call us 604-200-5924 kung gusto niyo pong magpa one-on-one appointment. And yeah, normally naman po ang ginagawa ko, lahat ng attendees namin sa mga ganitong events, we always give some discount. So we will get the registration list kay Arvin and ang consultation po kasi namin is normally 126 including the GST. So we would reduce it to 105 kasama yung GST para sa mga yung sa mga registered ngayon, tonight. So yun po.
Yun.
Email us po. You message us kung kailangan niyo po ng one-on.
Lagi napaka-generous talaga ni Miss Debbie. Last time nung face-to-face, nagpamigay sila ng
Ng laptop? Charot. Wala. Hindi ako.
house and lot.
Oo.
Ayun po. Thank you, Miss Debbie.
Sir Arvin,
And
pahingi na lang ng list ng ng attendees ha.
so yun, promise nila meron daw kayong discount. So, ano pa iniintay nyo? Magpa-consult na kayo kay Miss Debbie. Saka napaka-important na may guidance talaga tayo pagdating sa immigration, ah, concern. Kasi maraming dito issue like nagkakaroon ng misrepresentation, magkamali ka lang ng konti, pwedeng ma-return yung mga application nyo lalo sa permanent resident. So, yun. What's next on UPC? So, marami tayong upcoming events. Meron tayong Palarong Pinoy Family Day to be announced yung date. And on September 5, meron tayong orientation for new students. So, we need volunteers for this event. And September 10 and 11, meron tayong UV Club and Course Union. We also need some volunteer. And on September 13, meron tayong Lunch and Learn program with Miss Kate Benitez. And on November, graduation mass and gratitude. So, sa mga graduate on November. And also, November will be the UPC election. So, new set of officers. So, ito yun. And on December, UPC anniversary and year-end party. Sana makadalo sila Miss Devi sa si Miss Princess. And also December, UPC Thanksgiving with officer and volunteers. And a lot of log in and learn. Same like this. So, yun po. Maraming salamat. Mag-picture siguro tayo muna bago magpakita na po yung mga magaganda nating audience sa mga pogi nating audience.
Wait lang, Sir Arvin ha. Ako na
Sige
kumuha.
po.
Sige. Wait
Smile.
lang. In 3, 2, 1, smile. One more. Okay. Thank you everyone so much.
Thank you. Till
Thank
next
you.
event.
Yeah,
Thank you,
have a
Miss
good
Debbie.
Salamat
night.
po. Thank you a lot. Merci beaucoup.
Uy, nagpa-French na yun ah.
I can really run so fast.